It's the most wonderful time of the year, by which I mean it's time for me to tell you all about this week's deals with gold. Every week Xbox Live Gold subscribers get a bonus batch of exclusive savings on Xbox One and Xbox 360, and I've rounded up the very best of them. These deals are valid until the 25th of December, so make the most of these savings and you'll have more money left for last minute Christmas presents. So let's see what savings Santa has in his sack. My Superman, you're looking even more smug than usual. Could it be that you've stumbled across a Christmas bargain? That's right, the amassed forces of DC in this superhero beat-em-up are on special offer this week, combining their abilities to unleash their ultimate team-up move, the Price Reductioner. It's the most powerful move there is. What we love about Injustice 2 is how complete it feels compared to other fighting games. It has a proper story campaign to dig into, loads of bonus challenges, heaps of loot to amass, and every variation on multiplayer you could possibly hope for. The vanilla version of Injustice 2 has been slashed in half like it's just received a mandible strike by Blue Beetle, but fancier editions are also discounted. The deluxe edition throws in Starfire, Sub-Zero and Red Hood, while the Ultimate edition includes those guys plus Hellboy, Raiden, Black Manta, Black Lightning and the Atom. It's one massive superhero party and you're invited for the lowest ever entry fee. Just try not to embarrass yourself. I know what your dancing's like. What could be more Christmassy than flying around space in your very own ship? Elite Dangerous is basically a Santa Claus simulator, only instead of presents, you're delivering lasers. And instead of your ship being pulled by 8 reindeer, it's actually powered by ridiculously powerful rocket thrusters. All those reindeer would die in the vacuum space anyway, so really, Elite Dangerous is loads better than being old Saint Nick. He can only fly around Earth. Here, you can go literally anywhere in the galaxy. You can soar between planets in the solar system, or set a course for another system light years away, or dock at a space station and trade spices. You can even land on a planet and drive around it on your rover. If you're more into looking good, the Commander Deluxe Edition features loads of new paint jobs for your craft and has a whopping 50% off this week. So what are you waiting for? Take up the mantle of Space Santa and rule the galaxy in Elite Dangerous. How's this for a video game pitch? The Saturday morning cartoon thrills of Generation 1 Transformers brought to life by the action game wizards responsible for Bayonetta and Metal Gear Rising. And it's every bit as good as that sounds, with Platinum Games' legendary combat skills providing the perfect match for a world where fighters can transform into vehicles mid-fight. You can uppercut an enemy as a giant robot, turn into a car to violently shunt their knees, and then morph back into a Metal Man to deliver the final wallops of one extraordinary combo. It even borrows Bayonetta's Witch Time, letting you slip around attacks in a burst of slow-mo, unleashing even cooler moves. It's staggeringly cool, and with a 75% discount, there's never been a better time to be a robot in disguise. My second Transformers pick of the week is Fall of Cybertron, which is discounted both on Xbox 360 and Xbox One. Like Devastation, this is a geeky celebration of the Generation 1 era, but unfolds as a shooter rather than a brawler. It's a bit like Gears of War if Marcus Phoenix could occasionally turn into a lorry. What it does really well is give you a feel for loads of classic characters, whether that's using Cliff Jumper's invisibility in a stealth level, or smashing through destructible scenery as the giant Bruticus. It basically allows you to enjoy all the fights and action that you had to imagine in your head when playing with the toys as a kid. And with an 80% saving, there's no disguising this bargain. You'll question everything in psychedelic horror game Layers of Fear. Here, you'll explore an opulent Victorian mansion and uncover the details of one painter's tragic past. Like the best artist, he's a complex individual. His mansion is always changing. Sometimes corridors contort and warp in front of your eyes. Sometimes creepy giants pop up right in your face. Are you going mad? No, it's definitely the mansion that's crazy. You're probably fine. This is one of the most creative horror games on Xbox, with scares and set pieces you'll never see coming. There's a bit where you have to race Sonic the Hedgehog through Green Hill Zone, a knitting minigame, and the section when you arm wrestle the ghost of Napoleon. Alright, nothing of what I said is actually true, but in a game like Layers of Fear, you just never know. You just never know. Roll up, come get your Street Fighters. Every edition of Capcom's Stone Cold Classic Fighter Street Fighter 4 is getting a hefty discount this week. For my money, the best is Ultra Street Fighter 4. Released in 2014, that's the latest and most comprehensive version, and features a total of 44 characters. 44! Elena, Hugo, Poison and Relento are all number among the newcomers, and there are new stages too. Just a quick heads up, Ultra Street Fighter 4 is only compatible with Super Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition, and is not a standalone content. It adds all the same content as the packaged version of Ultra Street Fighter 4, alternate costumes excluded. If you don't already have Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition, you can buy it at a reduced cost this week. It brings in twins Yun and Yang and makes evil Ryu and Oni playable right out of the box. A very quick shout out for quirky shooter Bedlam. It's a clever take on the FPS genre where the heroine is trapped inside a video game universe and has to travel through lots of different shooters on her journey out. So you start in blocky worlds that resemble Quake and make your way through a Halo-like sci-fi shooter and something resembling the Call of Duty series. It's like a mini history lesson in first-person shooters with lots of winks and nods for fans of the genre. It's easily polished off in a day, but as a bullet-filled trip down memory lane, it's good fun. Our next game, Hue, is a puzzler that slipped under many people's radars the first time round. Our hero has the power to change his background colour, in turn altering the world around him. If he's blocked by a green wall, for example, making the background green means the obstacle disappears into the colour you can pass. As you go deeper into Hugh's world and add more colours to his colour wheel, the puzzles only grow more and more complex. By the end, you're switching colours to dodge lasers, lift up platforms with colourful balloons, and you're escaping deadly gauntlets. It's a brilliantly executed puzzle platformer, all for the price of a sandwich. Gobble it up. Now onto a critically acclaimed adventure. Dear Esther is an entirely story-driven game in which you walk around a remote island somewhere in the Outer Hebrides. Okay, that sounds like a boring country ramble, but the plot is what makes it special. As you walk, a narrator reads fragments of a letter that all begins with the words, Dear Esther. There's no fighting, base building, or platform sections. It's more like being inside of an audiobook. I don't want to spoil anything, but poignant storytelling combines with a breathtaking environment to tell an emotional story of love and loss. But hey, if you want to turn the narrator down and just run around taking pics of lonely coves and clifftop views, that's totally fine. There might be a monster in there waiting to jump out of you, there might not. I'm not saying, just like watch your back the whole time. The Landmark Edition is the best edition of Dear Esther as it features a director's commentary mode that lets you hear all about how the game was made. Show me a book that has that. Let's finish our Christmas deals roundup with something a little different. Valley drops you in a, you guessed it, valley and squeezes your body into an exoskeleton capable of immense speed. It's a first-person action adventure that moves more like Sonic as you build up momentum and tear around the world. Throwing your body around a strange alien planet often feels like a first-person crackdown, even if that freedom of movement does mean running face-first into the occasional tree. As the adventure goes on, you also get to use a magnetic grapple hook and gradually uncover the secrets of the world and the people who left you this rather nifty toy. There's really not a lot like it on Xbox One. Isn't a 75% discount worth making that leap of faith? And there we have it, all the latest deals to keep you busy in the run-up to Christmas. Let us know in the comments if you found any bargains you're impressed with, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up to date with all things Xbox. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!